Hello guys, and welcome to today's price action video. This is the price action analysis of the 5th of April 2022. Let's start analyzing Nifty today. Let's talk about the opening candle. So the opening candle was a very strong red candle. It was a very strong bearish candle and it had opened exactly at yesterday's supply zone here. If you remember in yesterday's video, I had spoken about this area. I had said that if Nifty opens anywhere between this zone here, you should be careful while trading between this particular zone here. And I had also said that we should keep this particular area ready because it might be an important resistance if price opens below it. And that is exactly what has happened here. You can see that Nifty has opened with this particular strong red candle in the very first candle itself, and it is showing bearishness in the very first candle. And then you see that there is a small pin bar kind of a candle in the very second candle there. So that candle was because of the CPR below it. Now whenever such a strong red candle happens in the very first, as the opening candle rather I should say, then I am very careful on that particular day, and I never open long positions until that candle's high is broken. I had mentioned this in the tweet that I had made today morning itself, that I'm really wary and about the long positions, and I had also said that if Nifty breaks the central pivot, then any longs should be exited. And you can see here that why I was worried because Nifty, wherever it opened, it was exactly at the level of the 18,090, and we had seen that we had marked this zone there, and this entire zone was going to act as a very strong resistance. So whenever price opens, would have opened between the CPR and the previous day high, I knew that the price would face a sort of strong resistance there. And that is exactly what has happened today. Nifty was under pressure the entire day today, and you can see how price fell towards the CPR here. Then you saw how long it was, the sellers were fighting to push it down, and there was a strong fight between buyers and sellers. And then it was actually the 10:35 AM candle that broke out of the central pivot, and you can see that the initial low was here. So it was not a very convincing break of the central pivot, and from there the price actually happened to bounce, but this bounce came without breaking the central pivot simply because of these wicks on the bottom here on these candles. And so it was an extended low, an extended central pivot to the bottom side. So even if you see that this candle is a strong red candle and it has broken the central pivot, which appears to be here, still the new low was here now. So price had shown us that this new low was here, which meant that buyers were present till that level now, and that level was not really broken by the 10:35 AM candle. So you should read price action like that. You should read what is before that level or that candle also. Whether there are any wicks prior to the close of that particular candle. And then you could see that for a long time candles kept going within the CPR here. It was no surprise because it was a wide CPR. So I was definitely not looking out for something like a trending day today, given the fact that it was a wide CPR. So I knew that price breaking out to the CPR, it would again come down here, and then it had an area here. It was the 17,892 level, which would provide support to price. And then again below it was the S1 pivot. So yes, even if price had broken out from the central pivot, then there were strong supports below it also, because the 17,892 level was also a level which we had marked previously in the previous day itself. So see, whenever the price opens within the previous day's range until it breaks out of that particular day's range, it is not a very wise decision to take positions on the follow-up day also, because the previous day's range is a very strong support and a resistance for the price, especially when you have seen such bounces from there. You can see this bounce going from here to here, then you could see this bounce going from here to here, and you could see this crash coming from here to here. So when such a thing happens, then you know that the previous day's high and low are extremely crucial resistances and supports respectively to price. So I was actually expecting price to fall from the CPR, which it eventually did. It actually shot up from here, and after it shot up here, it took resistance exactly at the day high and exactly at the area that we had previously marked, which is this particular area here. And then price took resistance, then it fell again, like with this strong red candle, that was the 1:55 p.m. candle. And then again you could see that price kept fighting in this area, the sellers kept fighting, and then finally they pushed the price lower and outside the CPR of today. Such breakouts are very late, one, and second thing is, being a wide CPR, usually breakouts fail. So even if this had happened a little bit earlier, say around 2 or 2:30 p.m., it was still not a good idea to short this kind of a candle, simply because on wide CPR days you should not be looking out for breakouts, rather be looking out for reversals. And so one probable trade that you might have taken was in this particular candle, which was the 1:30 p.m. candle. Why was that a tradable candle? Because you can see that it had a long wick on the top, and it had formed that wick exactly at the high of the opening candle of today. So with what question should you ask yourself? Who are sitting here? There are sellers sitting here. So logically, what will the sellers do here? Whenever price comes here again, they will apply a lot of pressure to price again, and Nifty would come in under pressure again. And as you could see in this area, you can see some candles with top wicks in this area, and then you can see this massive red candle. That was because the sellers were successful in defending their position, and that is why the fall from there. So one thing that you could have done was, maybe you could have shorted somewhere here with your SL above the day high, and then this could have been your target, which was the central pivot. But obviously that was not the exact entry that I took, because I trade only based on CPR, and CPR already rejected price. So there was a good chance, after seeing these particular green candles, that price might have gone ahead and made a strong green candle out here, and maybe would have taken resistance again at this particular level here, and then it would have reversed from there also. But anyway, keeping the SL there, I thought was not really safe, because that would have probably triggered the SL there if price had really gone out of it. And as you can know, as you already know, whenever the high of the opening candle is broken here, then there can be a very strong short covering rally here. So if there had been a short covering, it would have been a very strong short covering there. But as you know, as I just said, I don't really look for breakout trades on days when it is a wide CPR. So I was not really expecting that either. So even if there had been a breakout there, I would not have participated in that short covering rally. So now let's go ahead and mark the levels for tomorrow. First thing, we will be extending this box here. We will delete this level, which was the 18068 level. Now the levels on top will stay the same. Let's see what else do we have here. Yeah, I think we have all of the levels marked. There are no specific levels as of now that we see here. No particular levels. Let's check in the 15-minute time frame also. We should always check the higher time frame also while marking important levels. See, one important level that was visible in 5 minutes as well as better visible in 15 minutes is this level. Why is this level important? It is because the price has taken support here. You can see on the 15-minute time frame that price has taken support here so many times, and it has actually gone and bounced from there right up to the day's high. So you can, if this is going to be marked as a a strong supply zone or a resistance, then this should be marked as a strong support. And then it was broken here, but price has not really gone back and touched that level here again. So this might be a good level to mark, but again, as I always say, this level coincides with the CPR here. So if it is right at the CPR, or if it is coinciding with it, or if it is inside it, then it's best not to mark those areas. Why I checked was on the 15-minute time frame was because 5 minutes was not really giving me a very convincing view of that particular level. So then you should always jump into a higher time frame and check for those levels there. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame now. Okay, I have a very bullish outlook as of now in Nifty. That was since a couple of sessions back. You can see here that here this was the 1st of April candle, and the 1st of April here it made a very strong green candle. You can see the gap here. It's a major gap in between these two, which we've already marked with the black box there. And then the follow-up candle was a very strong green candle also. Now this candle is a 50% retracement. So tomorrow we can expect a bounce again from this level. If price opens somewhere around this level, or it opens somewhere around this level, then it is bound to fall here and then bounce from there. So this is, consider this day as a sort of a retracement, and we have a pressure zone up here, because in spite of this large green body, you can see the wick on top also. The level of 18,100 is going to be a strong resistance for Nifty as of now. But once the resistance is broken, then the very next resistance we have is around 18,300 to 18,350. So I think that we will see 18,350, probably not in during this expiry, but probably in the next week. But it'll have to be seen how tomorrow Nifty reacts, how this particular low sustains of today, whether buyers will step in tomorrow, and whether this really is a retracement. So we will see what happens in the next couple of sessions. They are important sessions. Alright, here's Bank Nifty for you, and you can see that in Bank Nifty also there was a very strong red opening candle, and that opening candle was taking support exactly at the central pivot. And in fact, the candle was so strong that it actually broke the top CPR, the TCPR right here. So this was the TCPR here, and the very first candle broke it, and then it gave a small pullback here, and you can see how it has taken resistance right at the TCPR, and then it has given another fall, and then you can see how it has reacted when it broke the CPR. But then we had this buying box or demand zone marked at the levels of between 38,152 and 38,080. So you can see how price has reacted at that level. I had said in yesterday's video that this is an important area to be marked. Price has taken support at this area multiple times, and so you can see that price has again bounced from that area today also. And in fact, the bounce was so strong that it broke the CPR to the upside also. So in spite of such strong selling initially, Bank Nifty managed to pull out of that area in the later part of the day. And that is why it is so essential to analyze price action, and it is so essential to mark important levels before the next day starts. And again, as I said in Nifty, the previous day high, previous day low levels are very, very important as far as Bank Nifty go for the consecutive session, especially when price opens inside that range. Here you could see that Bank Nifty actually broke the CPR to the upside, then it took resistance again. So this becomes an important area now here. It took resistance and it fell from here again. So it eventually actually broke this area that we had marked. That was the demand zone that we had marked. But anyway, that was after how many touches there? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it was the 6th touch that broke the demand zone. So that's how powerful price action can be. And after that, it came and rested exactly at the S1. And we usually see that whenever there is a wide range for coming from the previous day, So what do I mean by the wide range? You can see the range of the previous day. It was day low to day high. It was a very wide range, and whenever price opens within that range, it is very hard to break that range for price on the very next day. So usually the price will trade between the R1 and the S1 pivot. Now you can see the difference between the R1 and the S1. It's so huge. So if the price would have opened like today, when the price is opened between the DH and the PDH and the PDL, then it finds it very difficult to break the S1 and the R1 also. So usually you will see a sideways day there. But again, I was really wary about taking a long position today, even in Bank Nifty. It was seen that there were some strong resistances on top, and 38,500 was also a strong resistance. So I was expecting the price to drop from there. So I was never keen on taking any long positions in the market today. And now let's go ahead and mark the important levels for Bank Nifty here. So right away we can see this level right here. So we will mark that area. In fact, we'll mark a zone around it like so. And for tomorrow, we know that the R1 level is also exactly at that area. So that area will act as an important resistance if price opens somewhere below or around it. And now we don't need this because it's been broken now. That support has been broken. We can see that the area though has been broken as a support, and it might act as a resistance coming in the upcoming session if price reaches there tomorrow. But since again it's the same thing as I said in Nifty, it's very close to the CPR. So instead of marking too many levels there, we will just let that level go. The reason being, why we would mark that area is because it would act as a support, right? So which area am I talking about? See, I'll just mark the area there so you're not confused and you'll know which area I'm talking about. See, I'm talking about this level here. That is the 38,126. So why is that area important? Because you can see here that price has taken, as we just said, price has taken support here at that level since yesterday, and then it has broken out of that level. After taking support here, it has broken out of that level here at this level. So now you can see that tomorrow, whenever price comes there, and if it comes from the bottom, it will act as a strong support, or if from the bottom, if price comes there, it will act as a strong resistance. But then see, use some logic here. If you say that the price has broken it as a support to the downside, and if tomorrow price approaches it from the bottom here like so if candles were to come from here and meet it here, and we are saying that it would act as a resistance there, then we already anyway have the CPR at this level, right? So marking that level just below the CPR right here makes no sense, because you have a strong resistance on top anyway. So you're not going to really go long at this particular area anywhere around here. So that is the reason why we don't usually mark those areas which are close to the CPR. So because you already have the CPR on top, and we are marking that area because the area might act as a strong resistance when price approaches it from the bottom, right? And since CPR is already anyway there, you would be looking to not open any long positions or keep long positions open at that level anyway. So it's no reason to mark unnecessary levels at that area. Okay, PDH PDL you should already mark because it is an important indicator, PDH PDL. So you should anyway have that level ready for you with you. So I think we should keep that selling box up here as it is. It's a strong supply zone, and this entire area till price breaks it convincingly with a strong green candle, I would suggest and caution you from opening any long positions within that area tomorrow. Yep, so we don't have any gaps today. We don't have any virgin CPR to mark today. Rest of all the levels have already been marked. So I think that should be it for this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel, and also click the bell icon so you're notified each time I post a new video. Thanks guys for watching once again. Have a great evening.